Let me give you an example. Let me give.
My English is
Well,
not perfect.
I know what it means. It means more. It means like multiple attestation.
No, it's not just multiple. It's not just that.
Or mass, whichever one you
No,
want.
it's not just that.
That's what it means.
It's just one characteristic of mutawatir. The number is not enough to say the truth. I didn't say that. I didn't say mutawatir, it means the number of transmission. No.
Okay.
Because even there is 1 million people, they say a lie, it's still a lie.
Okay. So in that case, when 1 million people recite the Quran, there are lies in the Quran.
You made a claim, prove it.
Okay. All right. So there are many things about the Quran that are wrong, right? Like incorrect, right?
There's nothing incorrect.
There are many things that are. For example, but you see, just because you don't admit something is wrong doesn't mean it's not wrong.
Is there anything wrong in the Bible?
Proof?
No.
You have any evidence?
He said he was.
Sure.
Is not a proof.
Sure. No. I have it. Here's what I'm proving for you.
Is not preserved.
Here's what I'm proving for you.
You have no chain of transmission.
So,
and even your pure train of transmission is not mutawatir.
So
how you can compare the Bible with the Quran?
I hear you, right? But here's the problem. Here's the problem. Everything you're saying,
Chain of transmission, they have a
don't worry. You can come back to me.
Let's analyze the Jews.
You can come back to me. Even if everything you said is true, your method of preserving information is still lacking because you preserve information that is outright wrong. And in the Quran, you have many examples of this. For example, in the Quran, when it talks about the story of Joseph, for example, right? It says that his brother sold him for dinar. Now, dinar is a type of currency that does not exist in the time of Joseph. Why? Because in order for you to determine the time of Joseph, you have to go to the Bible, because the Bible is how you know what time period he lived in.
The Bible
you don't know from the Quran.
The Bible
That's
calls
the
the
issue.
king of Joseph a pharaoh. Is that true?
They correct the story in the Bible.
No, it doesn't correct anything, because you rely on the Bible to even know the time period. Exactly. So don't forget that story. That story is mutawatan, right? Wait, no, listen, my friend. That story you're describing is mutawatan, and
with your time and my time.
so that story is mutawatan, and the Quran gets it wrong.
No, it's not
right?
The Quran gets it right.
There's even others. In that same story, it describes that people were crucified in Egypt as a punishment. In the time of Joseph,
I know this,
there is no crucifixion
What's your proof?
in Egypt.
What's your proof?
There are other forms of capital punishment.
What's your proof? You just
For example, stoning.
Just
But
some
there
story
is
and
no
Is it the Bible?
crucifixion.
Is it the Bible? Is that your proof?
Yep.
Okay, you have an empty chain
there you go.
between Dead Sea Scrolls
Now,
and Moses.
additionally,
Where's your proof?
for example, when it comes to the story of Jesus, the Quran says that he spoke in his cradle. But we know through history that that's untrue because that story comes later.
You understand?
What's the proof?
Sure, that story comes later. That story in particular comes from, no, I'll give you the story. So the story of Jesus talking from the grave comes from something called the Arabic Infancy Gospel.
We don't care about that.
Even the story
But
is not mutawatir.
you're repeating things that are wrong. So for example, with the Infancy Gospel of James, right? With listen, there's something called the Arabic Infancy Gospel, and it comes before Islam, and it comes before Islam, but after Christianity. It describes that Jesus talks in the cradle, and also he makes clay birds, or he breathes life into clay birds. Now, this information we know is made up because it comes hundreds of years later from a source that we do not accept, aka Gnostics or heretics, right? However, that story makes its way into the Quran. So we know that the origin of the story is wrong. So why is the Quran repeating the story if it's wrong?
It's not repeating, it's correct.
It's not correcting, because the Quran literally just takes what the story said in the Infancy Gospel, the clay birds, as well as the speaking in the cradle, and it just puts it in the Quran, and it comes later. So okay. For example,
No evidence.
Yeah. So I'm showing you that even when something is mutawatan, it's still incorrect. So it doesn't help.
Have you provided a
So that's why. I
Have you
told
provided
you.
any evidence?
The
Nothing.
Infancy
We're just
Gospel
saying
of
the Bible
Thomas.
says
Go
so.
look at it.
Your Bible's weak, bro.
You're not listening. Don't worry. Watch the video
You
back.
haven't said anything.
Don't watch the video back.
After we keep going this discussion.
No, but you see, the point still remains. There are many things that your Quran affirms that are wrong.
So now you have to resolve your problem, not my problem.
No, but you see,
Clarify everything.
here's my problem, right? My problem is that the standard that you're using,
After you clarify your contradiction,
okay,
Does the Gospel of
come back
Thomas
to me
contain
and
truth in it?
the standard you're using is wrong.
I got no dog in this fight.
The standard you're using is wrong. You're using an Islamic standard.
I made the prayer for
Wait, hold.
The only gospel
Oh, okay.
I trust is the one Jesus has in the Bible.
Which apparently is the Gospel of Thomas.
All right.
Metric. Oh, there he goes. Wait, do you want to discuss with me about the Gospel of Thomas?
I don't know about the gospel, so I won't talk about
Okay, so Thomas chapter 2. Verse
Well, he kept yelling in my ear the whole time without knowing anything, but now he's quiet.
I'm going to
Awesome.
explain to you. I'm going to explain to you.
Okay, fine. So let's talk about the Gospel of Thomas.
Gospel of
Why would I
Thomas.
talk about something I don't have knowledge of?
Okay.
If you make
Oh,
any
Then
question,
you should have kept quiet while I was talking.
Okay,
I'm not gonna talk
I will
about
explain
that.
it. Buddy, relax. I'm gonna
Calm
explain
down,
it.
man.
Okay, so the Infancy Gospel of Thomas is dated to the mid to late 2nd century, whereby Thomas, the supposed author, died in the 1st century. Okay, but
You should be.
your Quran
You
nicks
should
from
be.
it. Your Quran nicks
Don't
from
worry.
the passage.
Your Quran takes from it.
Your evidence is, I will give you the evidence. If you relax and do not interrupt me. Okay, I'm going to move my hands because that's how I talk. So, Gospel of Thomas, chapter 2, verse 1 to 4, talks about Jesus forming
That's the white one, right?
pigeons.
I don't know, it's the way you talk, maybe I can't focus.
You can't focus.
Please.
No, it's not him, it's you.
Dumb it down.
So
dumb it
try
down.
really hard.
Okay,
It's
so
eloquent.
a
No, it's fine.
gospel-
He can be.
A forgery in Gospel of Thomas, chapter 2, verse 1 to 4, it talks about Jesus forming a bird out of clay.
That's good.
He's
They got
saying,
right.
hold on. Okay, so are you then affirming?
If the Gospel of Thomas says there's one God and the Quran says there's one God, does that mean the Quran copies from
that's-
Thomas? No, they spoke facts.
Okay, so
Provide evidence.
So, yes.
It is wrong. Jesus is not.
okay, so there's some.
Calm down.
Buddy,
Calm down.
relax. So is there
Calm
some
down.
truth in that?
You won a second ago.
Okay, so is there truth in the Gospel of Thomas?
I don't know. I've not read it. So
Oh, yes, I know.
Okay, so my issue is we have two manuscripts from the Gospel of Thomas, an Arabic and a Greek.
Okay, good.
And the Arabic was around in the 2nd to 7th century, for example. So through that, we know that the people of Arabia had access to this gospel. So logic follows that if we do not base a presupposition that the Quran is divinely inspired, the Quran stole from the Gospel of Thomas.
You made a claim. I provide evidence.
Yeah, so in the Gospel of Thomas, chapter 2, verse 1
It
to
says
4,
he made a claim, and the Quran says it. How can they both not be right?
they are both right because they both steal from heretical teachings.
Or maybe it came from God.
No. Wait,
Well-
wait,
Maybe
Gospel
it
of Thomas is from God, yeah?
No, maybe that.
Well-
That's right
So,
there
wait,
was correct.
okay, so the
Provide
verse-
me with evidence that
Okay,
verse,
so-
mother, you spoke.
Why are you touching his hand?
No, I'm going, this is how I speak.
Why are you?
This is
No,
how I
no, no.
speak.
You pushed his hand down. You shouldn't do that.
That's fine.
No,
And because you're from Somalia doesn't mean you can't be like a rational guy.
he can do it and I can't.
No, because you're from Somalia doesn't mean you have to push his hand down.
No, I wasn't aware of it. So calm
Well,
down.
now you are,
Relax,
okay?
Relax.
So now,
Relax.
next time, don't do it, okay? Is that fine?
Relax.
You relax, okay? And relax your hand too.
So what were you just saying about that?
So,
This guy made me lose my train of
Infancy
thought.
Gospel
No, don't
of
worry. You're
Thomas
so very smart.
has a story.
Oh, so now you want me
which
to
the
interrupt
Quran
you.
contains. Now, there's a few points with this.
Can you handle this
Verse
guy?
1, no, because he's saying something
Because I
about
can't pay attention to you.
Well, previously you were yelling at me as I was talking, so now you don't like it. So do you want to apologize for yelling at me while I was
Do you want
talking?
a response?
Do you want to apologize? Do you want to
If you don't want a
apologize?
response, hush it.
Do you want to apologize?
So the Gospel of Thomas,
go for it.
chapter 2, verse 1 to 4,
Hey,
has a
man.
story which is contained within the Quran. Now there's two issues. One, the Gospel of Thomas is a Gnostic Gospel which has Gnostic tendencies. To which your
Has what?
Gnostic tendencies.
What is that?
It's a Gnosticism is the idea that the spiritual is good and the physical is bad. And your Quran has these tendencies. And
It has the idea of what? Just say what?
Gnosticism.
And what does that mean?
The spiritual is good, the physical is bad.
Spiritual is good and physical is bad. And how does the Quran have it?
Okay, so there's 2 points here. One, your Quran steals from a story. Steals from a story found in the heretical gospel, and two, your Quran steals from the teachings of this gospel. So, are you then affirming that the Gospel of Thomas has some truth to it?
I don't know about everything. You've got to research
So,
it.
okay.
Now, I'd like to say something back. You made a very high claim. You said the Quran steals from the heretical. The Dead Sea Scrolls are part of the Old Testament, correct or not?
Yes.
Okay, and do the Jews not say the Dead Sea Scrolls came from a heretical Jewish sect?
Of course. Yes.
Okay, so you guys steal from a heretical sect
Wait,
of Jewish. My friend, don't throw rocks. Don't throw rocks if you live in a glass.
So you're doing it super way.
I want you to affirm.
He can handle
Okay,
it.
so I want you to affirm that you're using Jews.
So-
Hold on.
Okay, go.
So, first point, this is the bandwagon fallacy. Just because there is just because there's other people with the alternative opinion does not mean that's permissible in its evidence against me.
We can shoot both each other in the foot, no problem.
Okay.
Do you admit?
Okay, oh, so it's fine.
Wait.
It's fine, you can commit the two-quote way, that's fine.
He's a Muslim, man. That's all he can do.
Wait, I am
Fallacies.
giving you
We'll
points.
go,
I'm
no,
giving
no,
you points. So, buddy,
My friend,
relax.
I was asking you questions, and
relax.
you-
I answered your question.
Don't do this.
Yeah, okay,
Now
that's
listen,
fine.
buddy,
But I don't like when
buddy.
people interrupt me, so I'm going to keep on doing it.
I was speaking.
Okay.
It was my turn.
Did I
asked
say
you a
point?
question.
It's his turn, first of all.
I let you
Let him lay out his
speak. And you
points,
explained
and
the
then you can go.
Gnosticism. I was listening. Now I'm
Well, then
speaking.
you asked him a question. You asked him that the Jews supposedly
Now,
say
if he
that
keeps
the
talking
Dead
over me,
Sea
I'm gonna
Scrolls
walk.
came from heretical sects.
Okay, take care.
Wait,
We can have a nice
My
discussion,
friend,
but you
all
ain't-
you ever want to do is be an idiot and yell. Maybe one day
If
you'll
he did one
calm
more time, I
down
will come.
and learn
Wait,
something.
whoa.
All right? That's fine. Run away.
No, I'm walking away
But
because
bottom line, your scriptures takes from a heretical source.
Oh yeah, in the Gospel of Philip, it does actually says that Mary is not born of spirit. So you could argue that, they kind of took from
Yeah,
it.
of course.
Mary is not born of spirit. Fair enough. Well, ultimately, we were talking to a couple of different people, and they had this idea that supposedly, the first guy had this idea that because the Quran is mutawatir, aka multiple attested, that it is more valid than the Bible, which according to him has, number one, no chain of transmission, and number two, no text from the first century, and number three is the multiple attested. So I wanted to attack the notion of mutawatir, because I was going to go for the hadith, but he reminded me that the Quran itself is mutawatir. Well, the Quran gets many things wrong, makes logical fallacies, lies about reality and history. So therefore, even if these things are being transmitted in a multiply attested way, they are still transmitting nonsense and falsehood. That was my first point. And then the little Somalian kid kept heckling, and then we focused on him and he ran away. But go for it. Give the little summary of the little Somalian kid's position.
Don't they argue that the Gospel of Thomas could be dated to the first century?
Yeah,
You want to walk around and see if there's any more people?
go for it. Yeah. All right.